How few there are who have courage enough to own their faults or resolution enough to mend them. Benjamin Franklin once said that, and I'm saying this. Welcome to High and Low. Good day and good night. Welcome to the High and Low Basketball Show. This is episode number 100 and Gooden, aka episode number 190. Drew Gooden.
Who the hell is that?
Aka Big Drizzle, aka Recede Wallace. That's a good one. It's legit. Like that's officially one of his nicknames. Anyway, Recede Wallace never made an all-star team or an all-NBA team. He never led the league in any statistical category in any particular year. He'll most likely never have been considered for the Hall of Fame, but he was a solid worker in the NBA for 14 seasons, 11 different teams, and he proudly wore the number 90 for 6 of those squads while putting in hard work, and that's okay. Hard work is okay in the NBA. Now, I'm sure when he was drafted 4th overall by the Grizzlies back in 2002, the Memphis front office was hoping for stellar rather than solid. But hey, they can't all be superstars. Sometimes it's good enough to just be decent. Anyway, welcome to the show. My name is Ike Amaechi. I'm here with Sir Mitch of House Orsatti, or Milch to some people. It's Mitch Orsatti is here with me, and Ugo the Sheik. The villain? Ugo? No, that's Thirsty.
Yes.
So,
no. The only villain.
Ugo the Sheik. Around here, we live by a principle governed by the high and low lives of the world, which means we talk about basketball, especially and specifically the NBA. And we talk about it at any time, anywhere in north, south, east, west, high, and low. This week, we're doing what people do at the top of the year. We're making our NBA resolutions for 2024. We also have a great listener topic about the advantages of the offensive player or the disadvantages of the NBA defense. It's become a running theme with some folks in the league, namely coaches like Steve Kerr. We'll close out with some rapid fire questions for Mitch and Ugo. I have to be honest here. I love these segments because we cover so much ground in just a short period of time. I know you guys like to wax poetic with certain topics, and I appreciate the nuances and the added perspective, but it's been entertaining to witness. I know Mitch is feeling like a cheap whore.
used and abused over here.
just running through those topics. Like, oh my goodness. But amen. We're having fun with it. So stay tuned for that. Before we lock in, let me check in.
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
These guys. Welcome back to the table, gentlemen. Happy New Year. How were the holidays for you guys?
Over and gone too quick.
Yeah,
I had my fun, but man, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it's been like dark for the last 3 weeks. So I don't know if there's much celebration in the vampire season or vampire Christmas or whatever you want to call it. But let's get some sunshine up in here, man. Jesus.
There was some good sunshine today, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just so
it was
happens
today.
minus
Yesterday,
20 at the
no.
same time. Great.
This evening, no.
Before we get
No.
too far here, I got to just say, Drew Gooden, bottom tier facial hair in the league for a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's chin beard was just nasty.
Horrible.
Facial hair.
And he
Yeah,
had
he had,
that
like-
tuft of hair in the back of his, at the bottom of his,
yeah,
like just in the
his
back
neck.
of his neck.
He had like, it looked like his chin beard was like crunchy Cheetos, you know?
Yeah, I remember that. Drew Gooden. Top 10 beard. Bottom 10 beard.
Bottom 10 beard. Yeah.
Did you guys get a chance to watch any NBA games during the holidays?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I saw
Good for
something.
you,
I
man.
can't remember.
Got some Christmas games in. Got to watch my Raptors, who I've loved forever and never said one bad thing about ever. After a nice trade, that was nice.
Finally.
Oh,
Finally.
there's this guy. Oh, I wish I knew his name. He's a Knicks fan. He's on my TikTok, and he's just complaining about Precious
Oh,
Achua,
yes.
Malachi Flynn,
Man.
and who he calls OG Anabooty.
Oh,
Listen,
He
OG
doesn't
has
want to
been
call him
right
Ananobi. He just says OG Anabooty.
OG has been so good, and Knicks fans, bless their hearts, were so excited for the upside of Precious, like we all have been.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, it took under 20 minutes of Precious basketball time, no pun intended, for them to be like, what is this guy's deal? Like,
Wow.
I miss you 0%, Precious Achua.
See,
Good luck.
What I don't understand is how you make a trade with somebody that you're suing, though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's a great
and you got
question.
shamed last time when you made a trade with us. So, like, why do you keep doing this?
Fleeced twice. Fleeced.
I think
Yeah,
the
I
term
don't
you're
get it,
looking
man.
for, Hugo, is masochism.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that sounds nice.
I mean, Leon
Well.
Rose, he wasn't there back then, so maybe he's thinking it's a new situation,
Yeah, I don't
but
know.
same result.
Yeah, I don't know, man. No.
Yeah, I wish I had a chance to even see Precious and OG Anabooty in Knicks uniforms, but it's been a struggle to watch an NBA basketball game.
Like
Actually,
in general?
at least on a screen. What? Dude, I had family at the house every day
Oh, okay.
for a week. House
there.
full of screaming children, grandparents napping on a couch in my TV room. We had a nephew here who was using my computer monitor to play games on the PS5. Every screen in the house was either used or the room was just occupied by someone. So I had to find a quiet corner in the shed in the backyard
Next to the
Watch-
raccoon carcasses?
next to the raccoon carcasses and watch games on my phone. Insane. I was like, just plug my nose and just hey, it was kind of dark the last few weeks, to Hugo's point, but it wasn't that cold. So thank goodness the weather wasn't that bad.
That's true.
So hey, Hugo, Mitch, appreciate your time this week. Thank you for joining me. And always checking in with you, the listeners of the show, High and Low Lives to the World. I hope you're having a great week. Thank you for joining us for another installment of the High and Low NBA show. Another week, another episode, more NBA. So, of course, more High and Low. This week in NBA history, the NBA recognized their top 10. On January 8th, 1997, it's a significant moment unfolded in NBA history as the league officially recognized the top 10 teams of all time. This list, a testament to the greatness of various eras, it showcased the powerhouse squads that left an indelible mark on basketball. The distinguished teams included the 64-65 Boston Celtics, who won number 7 in 8 straight championships. There was the 66-67 Philadelphia 76ers. They were led by the iconic Wilt Chamberlain and capped off a 68-win season with a title. And then there was the 69-70 New York Knicks, NBA champions, of course, led by the legendary Willis Reed. And they defeated the dominant Lakers squad led by Jerry West. And then the 71-72 Lakers of Los Angeles, featuring that same legend, Jerry West and Wilt Chamberlain. They won 69 games that season. Then there was the 82-83 76ers, 65-win team, led by Dr. Jane Moses Malone. There's the 85-86 Celtics. Many people think that they're the greatest team ever. Don't tell Steven. There's the 86-87 Lakers, of course, led by Magic and Kareem. And then you got the 88-89 Detroit Pistons, the gritty Pistons, the Pistons known as the Bad Boys. And then, of course, there's the Michael Jordan-led 91-92 Bulls, who captured their second consecutive title that year. And then there's the 95-96 Bulls, who set a new standard with an astonishing 72-10 regular season record. This announcement not only honored the teams, but also sparked debates and discussions among basketball enthusiasts, adding a layer of nostalgia to the rich tapestry of the NBA's legacy. I'm sure there would be much debate today, loud opinions, if the NBA were to update the list today.
Can I interject something just real quick?
Mm-hmm.
The 95-96 Bulls lose to the Raptors. What a shame. The 2023-24 Raptors lose to the Pistons, 2-28 Pistons. What a nice little dichotomy.
2023 Raptors, I'm pretty sure they're not going to go on to win 72.
They sure won't. Just a nice little history dusting for the Raptors.
I got a question for you guys, though. Well, the list was published in 97, as I mentioned. Mm-hmm. So since then, of course, there've been plenty of great teams. So would there be any teams since 97 that would be worthy of being added to this list?
Playoffs count, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so the historic Warriors regular season where they don't win, but they have the most wins. That team's there probably.
Yep. That's 2015-2016 Warriors.
Yeah, the 15-1 playoff run Lakers probably there.
16-1
was 16-1, of course. Yes, they win at the end.
But they won 56 games.
Yeah, but then they I had a good point.
Yeah, but then the year before they won 67 games, but they had a bit of a
but weren't as dominant,
messy playoff. Yeah.
So maybe not. I don't know. It feels like they should be there. That playoff run was ridiculous.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think they get in there just for that.
Because the same argument happens with the Warriors, right? They don't win at the end.
Yeah.
So maybe no. I don't know.
I honestly, I put him in there. What about the Spurs? The 2013-2014 Spurs that embarrassed.
The revenge tour.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's up there for sure too. Dominant, pure dominance.
Oh, that's right. I've never seen that.
I don't know if it's mentioned, but did they ever talk about the evil LeBron team?
Oh yeah, there's got to be a Heat LeBron team in there, maybe.
Let's see, the
best version of LeBron.
That would probably be the 2012-2013 Miami Heat, because they won 60. I want to say 66 games, and the championship. They were dominant that year.
Yeah,
and they beat the Spurs.
Was it LeBron's first season? They're the evil LeBron season where he was mad at everybody and he had the sadomasochistic mask.
Yeah, but that was a messy season. Plus, I think it was a shortened season, so they only won 40 some games. But it was a messy season. Remember, they were trying to get Eric Spoelstra fired because
don't say they. LeBron was trying to get Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah.
Pat Riley
evil LeBron was trying to
that.
get Spoelstra.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a messy season.
Who is this guy? No experience.
Nice try.
Fast forward, best coach in the league for a decade now, probably.
But yeah, that was a little something for the NBA history nerds. Things are certainly happening in the NBA. You have questions, we have answers, so let's talk about it.
Let's talk about something important.
Excuse me, I have a question from Luke in Montreal, Quebec. Actually, I think in the notes that I sent you guys, it said Lucky. But that was
Lucky Luke.
Yeah. Luke, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to call you Lucky. Maybe people do call you Lucky, but
maybe they should.
It's
He's in Montreal. He might be lucky.
Luc. Luke. Luc. His question is this. Do you think defenses have been put at an unfair disadvantage with so many rule changes benefiting the offensive player? Examples are hand checking, spacing for shooters, flopping fouls, touch fouls. What do you guys think?
Listen, there's the new school and the old school, right? The old school is in my day, Jordan would have got hit 10 times and still made 10 shots in a row kind of thing. I think, the pendulum has swung for the offensive players. Listen, that space for shooters thing, I get it. It's the Bruce Bowen rule because he used to always throw his legs out there when people are shooting. But now it's gotten ridiculous. You could, jump beside a guy who's taking a shot and he just sticks out the leg and somehow it matters. And I know they came up with that stupid natural shooting jumping motion nonsense, but people still stick out their leg or their hip or whatever to get calls. I affectionately call it fishing. I'd like to see them bring back hand
I do think
checking.
that's got a little bit better though. Hey, like, do you remember like when it first started? Like, it was pretty bad. Like,
Yeah, getting
guys were
better,
jumping
but
way out of their way to initiate contact offensive guys.
I'd love that for them to bring back hand checking. I think that'll kind of balance the scales a little bit and stop people from fishing as much.
Yeah. Derek Anderson ruined that for the league. Was it Derek Anderson? Played for
Bruce Bowen, right? Because remember he was putting his feet underneath guys while they were shooting.
I think he's talking about a different thing.
No. The hand checking.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah.
Right.
Okay, sorry.
Played for the Dallas Mavericks back in like the 80s, 90s.
Harper?
Was it Derek Harper? Yeah. No, it's Derek Harper. I can see his mustache. He was a fool for this because I think he was being interviewed by like Ahmad Rashad or something like that. Don't quote me on this. But he revealed what his trick was when playing defense and how he would rest his hand on the hip of the offensive player. And he was a guy that he got a lot of steals. And he revealed how he got those steals because he learned how to gently push the offensive player while resting his hand on their hip without making it look like he was actually pushing them. And he would push them to one side while swiping at the ball simultaneously, right? So he would knock them off balance in one direction and then he would go for the ball in the other direction. And he said it worked like 70% of the time.
Real gangsters move in silence, hey?
He should have kept his mouth shut. Talk way too much because that hand checking rule came into effect shortly after. David Stern was not playing back then. And he should have just kept his mouth shut. And then we'd probably still have hand checking in the league.
Yeah.
But yeah, Derek Harper.
Yeah, I mean, Lucky Luke over here calls it unfair. I don't know if it's right to call it unfair per se. I just think the game is evolving so quickly that it's hard to keep ahead of this offensive explosion that we're experiencing. Like, defenses are actually like pretty good and really sophisticated. Like, X outs and the switching, like, it's just defenses being that good is so illustrative of how far ahead offense is. Like, it's just, there's so much space. Everybody can shoot from everywhere. Almost everybody can drive. Like, there's just, outside of shrinking the court or bringing back something prohibitive to offense, like hand checking, there's really nothing you can do. And it feels like the NBA is not going to want to go back to a time where league scoring is like, 105 to 92, like,
Yeah.
that's, I'm not going to call it a worse product, but they would see it as a worse product, I think.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what the answer is here, if anyone even really considers it broken outside of like an echo chamber on Twitter of people who love defense. I don't know.
I mean, if you're a player that is basically focused on playing defense, like let's just say that's the bread and butter. Exactly. Like that's how they make their money, right?
Yeah. He's a superstar in the 80s.
Yeah. But today he's at such a huge disadvantage.
Yeah. He's basically out of the league sometimes,
Exactly. It's not like he can go out there and score 25 a game to make sure that he gets another contract, right?
I don't know, man. It's just like, be better. I don't know.
Matisse Thybulle was really considered like an elite defensive player, or at least prospect. I think the offenses have just evolved at such a rapid rate, even in like the 4 seasons that he's been in the league.
Yeah. You can't, what it really boils down to, I think, is that you just can't be one dimensional anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be a bruiser. You can't be a defensive stalwart. You can't just play offense either, right? Like, there's guys who get the bench, right? Like, if all you can do is shoot, it's not enough. If all you can do is defend, not enough.
Yeah. You can't be Tony Allen today.
Right. No, exactly. You can't.
PJ. So PJ Tucker, and I'm trying to think who was he. He was talking to some former player, and they were reminiscing. I mean, he's still in the league, but I think this player
Barely.
Yeah, but they were talking about how challenging it is to be that player who doesn't get touches. You know what I mean? Like you have to be the defensive guy. You got to play D. You know, like even these 3-and-D guys. Like just think about how challenging it is to be a 3-and-D guy. Oh, they were talking about Andre Iguodala. Or maybe Andre was on the podcast. But basically, like, okay, you don't get a chance to touch the ball. And Andre Iguodala would always go to the refs, like after a free throw was hit or missed, like he'd try to touch the ball just to get his hands on the ball. Right. And PJ would he tried to do the same. And sometimes the refs would be like, no, don't touch the ball. He's like, no, I need to touch the ball. Like how I can't get
like
a
an
feel.
Existential crisis out here.
Yeah. It's like
a basketball player who never touches the basketball.
Exactly. I have James Harden on my team. He's not going to pass me the ball, right, except for that one time when there's 3 minutes and 19 seconds and I'm in the corner and they're expecting me to hit the shot. If I don't hit that shot, I'm getting the bench. And how am I supposed to do that? And I was like, that's such a great point, because it's like, if you're the defensive guy, but then you're expected to deliver in that one moment, you know, it's like on that one possession in the third quarter, you know, it's like, well, how effective can you really be if you haven't even touched the ball, except for, you know, when you're playing defense and you happen to get a steal or something like that, you know?
Yeah, but I think the inverse of that is like, if you're the defensive guy and you're chucking because you're wanting to touch the ball and you touch it and you're trash, like I think of Marcus Smart really in this situation, to be honest. Like, big defensive guy, dude, that guy should shoot way less.
Oh, he does.
Guy,
he's not
shooting much. It's going up.
Yeah, he gets excited. Yeah, he gets a little overexcited. I think he was a bit too comfortable in Boston, to tell you the truth. But well, Lucky Luke. Sorry, man, I said Lucky Luke. See what you made me do?
Yeah,
Luke.
Lucky Luke.
Great question, man. I appreciate that.
All right, you guys, what's next?
All right. I got another question for you guys. So last week, we received a great question from, I think it was Cam from Henderson, Nevada. And he asked about our NBA resolutions for 2024. I opted not to answer. Didn't feel right to answer on a solo pod. So opted to carry it over to this week where we could answer it as a group. So NBA resolutions, what do you want to stop doing and what do you want to start doing? You can start with stopping. What do you want to stop doing?
Yeah, I'll start with stop. I accomplished my goal last year of stopping giving as much of a shit about the nonsense that the NBA puts out. So this year,
you can tell. You see it in the chat.
Yeah. Oh man. Anytime I'm just like, nope, not for me, not today. Sometimes I capitulate, I cave in, and that's okay. It's okay. Yeah. It's growth, you know?
Yeah.
But this year, I really want to stop mailing it in on the podcast. Oh shit! Sorry, I'm reading Ugo's notes. Sorry about
that. Shots fired. Goodness gracious!
Hey, I'm gonna put it in post.
You better put it in there.
Shots will be fired, or I might do the explosion as well. Maybe both.
Appreciate that.
I ain't even do nothing yet.
What I want to do yet. Thank you. What I want to do, and we were talking about this in the chat today. I have a hate for teams that is just like purely because of the fans and not because of the team. So I want to stop hating LA teams as much as I do for the sake of Steven and I's friendship. That's what I want to stop.
That's not going to
try. It's going to be extremely. It's going to be super hard. You might be right.
You're lying to yourself.
But I'm not lying to myself in that I'm going to try. But you might be right that I'm going to fail.
Oh, you gonna fail.
You can try though. Hey,
I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna give it a shot.
You gonna fail.
That's gonna be tough, especially with Steven. Steven makes it.
He doesn't make it easy. Yeah,
very difficult.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna stop listening to so much of the side drama and nonsense. I think.
Oh, you'll be happier for it.
Yeah, like, it was kind of interesting to follow, but then now it's kind of like exposing I can't even say the word on a podcast.
Greasy underbelly.
No, it
Easy.
starts with a F U Ricky. In the NBA. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. Sometimes I just feel like, are these guys really that dumb? Right? Like the whole Ant text message back and forth with that influencer that he apparently got pregnant. And anyway, whatever. Doesn't even deserve the time.
So
yeah, so I'm gonna
how you called me out on the not being able to do the LA thing? You're cooked, bro. You love the drama. There's no way.
Yeah, but
You're cooked.
Yeah, but now it's getting like Bachelor in Paradise level. Like, it's just nonsense now. Like, it's just noise. Can't even enjoy. Like, I enjoy some
F-Boy
foolishness,
Island?
but well, yeah.
Don't
I only
get me
watched one
started.
episode of that and walked away.
You watched one? Good for you, man.
Yeah, one episode. It's
You got to watch
trash,
like
dude.
10 to 50, and then you'll be hooked.
No, I think that one only had 6 episodes. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop listening to a lot or paying attention to that crap because it doesn't put the NBA players in the best of light.
So
And,
can we be accountability partners this year, Hugo?
Sure, go ahead.
Anytime you see me talking mess about a Lakers whatever for no reason, you can call me out. Anytime you bring up some mess about mess.
Though. Yeah, but that's the only time we hear
even
from Steven,
that's
so it's
like
not fair.
that's pretty poignant. That's pretty on point.
Man.
If every time we hear from Steven, I'm talking mess, someone needs to check.
Man.
That isn't Steven, which is important.
Okay.
Yeah. I like
what
it.
I'm going to start doing is paying attention more to the actual games that take place.
Fine. Put the round of applause.
I watched it a little bit, didn't get bored. Coming for the last 2 minutes. Felt like I watched the whole game, knowing that I didn't. So I'm going to start paying attention more.
Wow. Clap it up. Clap it up.
My
There we
start
go.
is also a paying closer attention one, but it's not to games because I already do that. I want to start paying closer attention to the rookie class because I don't want to just be like, I don't want to be an old man only knowing like, the Tim Duncans or whatever. Like, I want to know why Kobe Buffkin is good. Like I want to start learning these guys a little bit more, and I feel like. Right, exactly. He's really good. Actually, he's a really good rookie. I'm trying. It's hard because there's a lot, and I'm a busy person, but I'm giving it my all.
That's a good one. Because the rookie class is solid.
And like outside of Holmgren and like Wemby, like outside of the top guys, there's still good players in there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because I think they have the only other rookies that you really hear about, the twins, the Thompson twins.
Yep. Asur and Amen.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think, maybe Brandon Miller.
Even that, but that's a Charlotte problem, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to get his name right, but Bilal Koulibaly, also pretty good. It's a strong class. I think we're going to see like solid contributors. Drew Gooden plus,
Yeah, I think next year's class is supposed to be a bunch of Drew Goodens. Solid workers, and there's nothing wrong with that.
What a terrible insult. Yeah,
Blue collared
real
class.
Pile of Drew Goodens over there.
Solid.
Carlos Boozer minus.
Ooh. Sauce Walker.
There you go.
He dropped a line about Carlos Boozer that I need to grab and play for you guys, because it was such like
his hair
unnecessary jab at it's one of those things, one of those lines where you can just see Carlos Boozer saying, "What did I do to you, man?" I'm like, what? Why are you taking that kind of shot at me? He's been retired like 10 years.
I found it. Hit him with the nitrogen. He never saw his wife again. He liked to win, but be with losers. You want to play with Tim Duncan or Carlos Boozer?
Boozer. That's it.
That's cold.
Oh, man.
No reason. Stray shot.
I was, for no reason whatsoever. I remember I was driving and listening to that, and I had to, I gasped. I was just like, oh my goodness.
You had to pull over.
I'm like, okay, when I get home, I need to Google if there was some sort of beef between Sauce Walker and Carlos Boozer. I don't know why he went at him, but Yeah. So, a quick reminder to High and Low Lives, if you want to leave a question for us to answer on the show, you know what to do. Send your DM to us on TikTok at More High and Low, or you can send a DM to
Me.
Oh yeah, you can send it to Mitch.
No, send it to Ugo.
No,
he's
me.
always
Slide in
on
my
that.
DMs, yo.
Oh yeah. You can slide into the Decepticons DMs.
Woohoo. Slide in there. Slippity
I
slide.
love it. I don't love it.
Slippity slides. Oh, okay.
Don't. Come on, man.
What I say?
All right. Anyway, the links are all in the show notes for you to find. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into the rapid fire questions. This is High and Low. We'll be right back. And we are back. I'm Ike Amaechi. They are Ugo the Sheik and Mitch Orsatti, or some people call him Milch. No one calls it Milch. It's just Mitch. Is there a movie called Milch?
I don't think so.
Probably.
If there is, I want to watch it.
Milch.
Worried about what movie it is.
Or is that
What
no?
kind of
It's that's David Milch. David Milch.
Is that a person you just made up, or
No, he had something to do with The Wire. Did he have something to do with The Wire? Deadwood.
oh, Deadwood.
HBO.
Okay.
I was just thinking HBO. Yeah. So he brought us Deadwood, which again, amazing. I said again, as if I mentioned it earlier. No, I didn't. Amazing series. Never talked about Deadwood before, but yeah.
I agree. Terrible movie. Amazing
Oh.
series. Why does HBO do that? Every movie
don't
they
know.
put out is garbage. Terrible.
Didn't they do that with The Sopranos? There was
Yes.
like a prequel that came out.
The Many Saints of Newark. Terrible.
Terrible. Yeah.
Shout out to David Milch.
David Milch. Anyway, welcome back to the High and Low NBA show. So I thought it would be a great way to start this year off with another rapid fire round of questions, our 2020 segment, except we've never really asked 20 questions and answered them in 20 minutes. But hey, you get the idea. Rapid fire. This time I have 12 questions, a dirty dozen, plus a bonus one at the end. So again, not really 12.
Gosh.
13.
Real clean segment we got going on here.
So it's a dirty segment, dirty dozen.
right.
All right. Are you ready?
Born.
Let's do it.
All right. First one is for Mitch.
Oh man.
Did Toronto win the trade with the New York Knicks?
I mean, sure, yes, but so did New York. I'm calling this one a win-win. OG's amazing.
Okay.
That's all.
OG and a booty. Okay. And Ugo. Do you miss Draymond Green?
Surprisingly, no. No, the NBA has been a lot cleaner with his absence. I do miss him on Golden State, but like the version of him that was floating around was not that good. So let's see what happens when he comes back. But no, yeah, the game continues even if you're gone.
So Mitch, name one young player who can break out and become a superstar in 2024.
Ooh.
Superstar's a big ask. So nobody, I think, superstar. But I've been loving Jalen Johnson in Atlanta. His game is crazy. Star, possibly.
Star. Nice. And he's been racking up some
balling,
posters.
man. Ooh, I like his game.
Hugo,
Mm-hmm.
are you glad to have Ja Morant back in the NBA?
Yeah, I'm happy to see he's back. Hopefully he keeps his nose clean. Memphis looks like their old self now that he's back, and it's kind of nice to see. You don't want to see that team was limping and sliding and rolling down the hill without him. So, yeah, kudos. Let's hopefully make sure he keeps his hands where everybody can see and not holding any mysterious objects.
This, it's like you teeter on innuendos.
Me? Never.
Like, what's happening? It's sliding.
Let's hope he keeps his hands out of his pants.
You know.
Where the gun would be located. Get your head out of the gutter.
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
How could that be?
Mitch,
Yes.
after this recent Clippers course correction, who is the better Los Angeles team, in your opinion?
Listen, last time we did this, I called this John Morant thing. This LA thing, you mean the course correction that I saw coming all along for the Clippers, as well as the bottom falling out on a flawed Lakers roster? Oh,
here we go.
what
You
joy!
said
This,
you
okay,
weren't gonna
this,
do
you go.
it.
I know you're right. You're right. You go. This is my last one. I promise. It's so very easily the Clippers. The Lakers are trash, man. Move them on out.
Okay.
I gave them play in. I'm doubting that.
Yeah. Oof. Yikes. You go.
Mm-hmm.
Are the Celtics going to win the East?
Yeah, no. This year we're going to stop the foolish monopoly between the Celtics and the Miami Heat, representing the East. And in true spectacular Raptor curse fashion, it will be the 76ers that will make me sick to my stomach.
Interesting.
That's my prediction.
And Embiid
Okay.
had a crazy month. Holy.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he won't get
Mitch.
MVP, but he'll go to the finals.
Ooh,
Okay. More predictions. Wow. You just,
that was a spicy one.
yeah, very spicy. The Minnesota Timberwolves, are they real title contenders, Mitch?
I mean, I suppose it depends on what you mean by real. They gave the Nuggets the best punch last year, and they've had a positive year of development. So I'll go with a solid, sure, I guess.
And you go. Are the Denver Nuggets still the favorites to win the championship?
Yeah, like so more so this year than that last year. Excuse my language, but it's like they're kind of playing with their food, and they can flip that switch. So to me, I mean, health is the only thing that can stop these guys from winning again. Sorry, from losing. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are going to really start to respect the Nuggets when they go back to back.
Okay.
What part of that was the excuse your language part?
I was going to say a bad word, but then I corrected myself.
Oh, you excused
did.
your own
You
language. Good for you.
Yes. I was going to say
Internally
it, but I said, no,
excused.
don't behave myself. Yeah.
Internally excused.
When
I
you hear
like that.
this though over again, you can see, try to figure out where I was going to put the swear word.
Okay, I'll listen back.
Mitch, buy, sell, and foreclose, or buy, sell, or foreclose. OKC, Indiana, and Memphis. Who would you buy? Who would you sell?
Okay.
This question.
Who'd you?
I mean, generally it's silly to buy high, but I think there's greater heights ahead. So I'm buying OKC.
Stupid trap.
I'm selling Indiana until they can show they're going to play some amount of defense. I don't think they win anything until they play both ends of the court. And I'm foreclosing on the Grizz. Too many injuries, suspensions, a lot of bounce back that has to happen, and I'm not seeing it. The West is so crowded.
Yeah. And selling is not necessarily a bad thing because you get
No, yeah, I'm
value
making
back.
Max dollar.
I'm making top dollar on Indiana right now.
So
Ask Cuban.
you're selling Indiana and using the proceeds to buy OKC. Gotcha.
That's right. I got to buy like a blue chip. It's gonna go up and up and up from here.
You go. Ooh, you got a loaded one here. Who are the top 5 players on your MVP ladder today?
In order, please.
Oh man, I'm not doing no order. Sorry.
It says top 5. You start at the top and you go to the bottom rung.
Okay, at number 5, I'm gonna go Joel Embiid because I can't bring him any lower. Number 4, I'll go with Luka. Number 3, I will go with Giannis. Number 2, I will go with. Ooh, number 2. Who would I go with number 2? Jokic. And number 1.
Stop.
I will go with.
Just say it.
If you don't say the person I'm thinking of, I'm gonna be mad.
I'm gonna say Shea. Just to
Yes,
throw it in
you
there.
should.
Shea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just throw in Shea.
Okay.
I think your order's insane, but I think you have the right 5 people.
Well, obviously I did that order to irk some people too, right? So.
All right, Mitch. Biggest NBA story of 2023, in your opinion?
Yeah, these questions are hard. Years are long. So recency bias aside, I think it has to be the indefinite suspension of longtime pest and thorn in collective side spokesperson Draymond Green.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like it never would have happened. And now that it has, it's like, oh yeah, probably this should have happened a long time ago.
Ugo. Should the Raptors trade Pascal Siakam?
Oh, I had a big debate about this with one of my staffers at work. Yeah, why not? Just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's just do a full reconstruct. Just he got us a chip. Let him go somewhere where he can possibly get another one, and we get some assets and some draft picks back. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
This is the one I wanted to chime in on. I've reversed course. I was on the exact same plane, but now they're good. I don't know, man. I think it works now. I don't know what to
let
think.
him go.
Up is down, down is up.
Full rebuild. Let them all go.
The Raptors constantly
get them all out
in a tizzy. I don't know what's going on.
All right. Well, that was our dirty dozen, but I promised a bonus.
Ooh.
So, and this question is for both of you. Looking back at 2023, and we love music on this podcast as much as anything. Album of the year. You can go favorite or best.
Favorite or best?
Ooh. Favorite or best.
Well, I have one for both.
Okay.
I think best album of the year for me personally is Billy Woods and Kenny Siegel's Maps. If you haven't heard it, you got to hear it. It's like, I don't know, bleak New York rap at its pinnacle.
Yeah.
And then my favorite is one that I don't know how many people on this podcast are going to know. Anoni and the Johnsons, Your Back Was Abridged Across. Shoot, I don't know what the exact title of that album is, but Anoni and the Johnsons, their most recent record, that's my favorite record of the year.
Nice. You go. What about you?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say Taylor Swift, but I can't remember the name of her album. I didn't listen to nothing, so I'm gonna go with Black Thought, Glorious Game. I'm gonna listen to that tonight, and then I'll be able to verify it next week. And I'm going to give an honorable mention. Hold on, I'm gonna give an honorable mention to Dave and Central C, because they have an album called, I don't know what the heck, something or other that my daughter listens to all the time. So that's
your daughter listens to Central C?
Central C,
yeah.
Whoa, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
My daughter listens to it all the time. Split Decisions, I think, is the album. Listen, don't judge me, judge her. That's the one I'm going to pick. I still love her, though.
Okay. His daughter on blast.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Listen, she sings that.
I got a 3-way tie.
Okay. Favorite or best?
So, favorites.
Okay.
Favorites. I'll say favorites. And Then You Pray For Me by West Side Gun. I never get sick of that. The Patience by Mike Jenkins. 5 or 6 tracks on that album that I just can't stop listening to.
He's so good, man.
And it's just one track where it's just this beautiful piano loop. And it's the most insane, awkward, unsyncopated drum rhythm. If you were to listen to the instrumental, you'd be like, how does anyone rap on this? And he does it. And it's fantastic. Anyway, that's Mike Jenkins. And Larry June, The Great Escape, man. Larry June is just one of my favorites. So I'll check for anything that he does.
Nice.
Those are my favorites. 2023, solid year in music.
Very good year.
Why the fuck I can't shoot 3-point shots?
Hey, that brings us to the end of this episode of High and Low. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's been a slice. We're on our road to 200. Oof, 200, big episode. Hey, well, we got plenty of basketball to talk about. All these insane storylines to speak on. I know Ugo's going to be so excited when we get another drama-filled scandal to discuss. And maybe the Lakers will go on like a 10-game win streak and it'll drive Mitch insane, but he won't be able to speak on it because he has to stick to his resolution. But yeah, look for that. Remember to subscribe to High and Low anywhere you find podcasts and make us a part of your weekly routine. We're on Instagram, we're on X, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube. Again, links are in the show notes. So where can listeners find you, Ugo?
In front of my comfy couch, watching NBA games and understanding the game and how it's meant to be played, and not listening to any nonsense off of Twitter or IG or any of those Barstool Sports channels.
In front of your couch. Why not just have a seat, man?
Well, yeah, that's true. Good point. I never thought of it that way. You know what? You are
Yeah.
so smart.
Growth,
Wow. So much sarcasm right there. And Mitch, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can, as mentioned earlier, you can find me not being as miserable over at Raptors HQ now that I have a semi-decent product to write about. I'm over there writing every week. Come check me out.
And once again, music is by Live of the Enjoy Music Group. That's the music you listen to right now. You can find Live on X. You can find them on Instagram at LYVE. Additional music is by Sonny Rockwell of The Goodness. Can't find that guy anywhere. Sound design is by Vonn+August. This is a Vonn+Abrahamm podcast, just in case you didn't know. So on behalf of Ugo the Sheik, on behalf of Mitch Orsatti, or Sir Mitch of House Orsatti, thank you for listening to High and Low, and we'll talk to you next week.